Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Once again, I'm Nev from Nev's Tack Bits, otherwise known as your friendly neighborhood basement dweller. Don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet. And when I'm not on the internet, I have a giant pile of popular mechanics, science and mechanics, popular science, and, well, you get the idea. Now, I am intrinsically fascinated with all of this stuff. I'm a tech guy, and I'm slowly learning and getting my ability to be a man outside of the computer room and outside of the server room. And as I'm doing this, I'm getting nails buried in my feet once or twice, and that's part about being a man, I am to understand, or at least a practical man. Practical man, practical applications. There's a lot of interesting information in here, but today I don't want to talk so much about what is in these books so much as what is on these books. The ephemera on these things is mighty ephemerate. And the back covers, of course. And of course, these tell you a lot about mechanics and society at the time. Man, between the lathe and the mill, we really cracked the universe open, didn't we? And then the press, the Gutenberg press. Now YouTube, the next Gutenberg revolution, where I can show you all of this stuff without you having to smell the smell of moldy house where I found them from. Plastic laminating at home. You can laminate your girlfriend. You can laminate lamps. I really don't understand how this works. There's an advertisement within one of these about giving everything a pearl finish. I understand giving... Man, geez, the kids these days won't understand it, but there was a time when you could dip things in metal, like baby shoes. I remember baby shoes. I seen those on Golden Girls. People mentioning they're getting their stuff dipped. We don't do that anymore. Man, just read these titles. We will explore the moon. How we will explore the moon. Wait a sec. Oh my god. I just realized these are all from the 50s and these all predate the moon landing. This predates the moon landing. We're just getting ideas of what we'll do when we get there. We didn't go to the moon until 69. I just realized that. Okay, so another thing these things help me do is put continuity into perspective. How far have we gone in the last 100 years, legitimately? So I really think that technology went further than society in the last 100 years. But within the last 5 years, society has outpaced technology by leaps and bounds. We're whalers on the moon. We carry a harpoon. Ain't that right? How we'll explore the moon. We'll explore the moon like I explored the ladies in the 60s. Oh, guys, I'm pissing myself. This is how they thought it'd be done. They'll have this, like, wheel of death that just kind of goes across the countryside. And, geez, man, imagine the Martians did that. Just landed here with something like that just to explore it. And we like, no, we would long-range nuke that thing. Now, let's face it, we'd keep it and learn how to make new toasters with it. The hell is that? Is that a car with a jet engine? Were jet engines even a thing in the 50s? Okay, so apparently you could get a jet engine back then, but this guy decided to puss out and just get the rotary blade version. Huh. Okay, legitimately, that looks awesome. And is that a Mayflower? Okay, legit, that is an interesting acoustic guitar, and I would love to hear it. I would drunkenly roll or stumble out of that so quickly. Sorry, guys, I have a habit of getting a little bit too involved once I get under the hood, shall we say. Look, boys, in the future, after the 50s, maybe in the 70s, we will have enough room for 2 ladies in the car. Men will have 2 ladies. Archie will grow up and he'll comb his hair back, realize that maybe he should... Oh, wait, is that Reggie? Reggie ended up with Betty and Veronica? Look at this putza. He only has 1 woman in the front of his red rocket. Well, the picture ephemera... Like, it looks okay, but, like, can you imagine driving on that? That is None of them are wearing seatbelts. 1959. Not wearing seatbelts. All right. On that highway? No wonder lawyers got so popular in the 70s. We need more pictures of phallic things. Gee, Dad, this is pretty cool, and you're all dressed up in a tie and stuff. For the dual airdrop cruiser land and sea. Okay, I don't care who you are. You're not piloting one of those, getting in and out of it in a tie like that. These things are actually pretty badass. They're still available. They were tested out in Meatford, which isn't too far from me. This is a time when they were testing this thing called jet donkeys, which is supposed to be something like a tugboat for jets. Now they're just rubbing it in my face. Look, these guys are like, oh, look how we can get houses up in no time. Meanwhile, Justin Trudeau's got us in this very predictable housing crisis. Thanks, Justin. I love it when G.I. Joe, science, and electronics get together. I mean, you get the military budget, G.I. Joe, into science and electronics. We have made so much. The progressive hippies my age these days don't want to admit it, but let's face it. Between pornography and war, those two evils have created a lot. And I don't think progressives are going to understand reality until they can swallow that pill and understand it and just move on with it. It sucks, but it's true. Doesn't mean that has to be the way we keep going. But still, stuff like this is badass. So this is a rig, of course. They manufacture it in one location, just drive it across the desert on badass trucks. There's no hatch on that thing. That's just open to the desert heat in that thing. In the 50s, I bet they do that. But these days, they don't let you. All of the. Basically, if you're driving one of these days, you're in air conditioned. It turns out that these days, the air conditioned cabins are much more popular than the non air conditioned. Because if you don't have it air conditioned, then by laws, people can only be in there for so long. But back then, you just be like, hey, Leroy, get on that. Leroy would be like, all right, Paul. And that's just the thing. Oh, the art of leather crafting. It feels like it's being lost at a redundancy. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. It's not like being a Cooper. It's not like being a Cooper. We still need leather working. Oh my God, can you imagine if we lost leather working and sewing in a generation or two? Man, I'm just blabbing on. I shouldn't be. But still, there's technology within here that we have lost. There are different kinds of jet engines that we just completely forgot how they work. What was it? There was one that was, they got like a version 3 made now, and they're still not exactly sure how version 1 was made, though it was only made like 10 years ago or something like that. I'm sorry, but that actually happens, and that sucks. There's information that we will lose because we're too busy following other information. That's one thing that haunts me whenever I get into science fiction and they go all future looking. They have the ability to replicate things, but they don't understand how it got that way to begin with. And like in 40K, you get the tech mechanicus that they operate equipment that they themselves don't know how it works. They just kind of slap holy oil on it. In the Book of Magic, Image Comics, they took Timothy Hunter across the universe into the future, and one thing they noticed is that technology got faster and we went across the stars, but we forgot how much of it works. There is information that we will lose in generations. I'm sorry, I'm ranting now. I love this stuff. Anyways, I'm gotta log off now. Take care of each other, folks. Legitimately. Maybe all we got.